guys, welcome back to new Dram Drinker. I hope you didn't mind me having a little bit of a excessive intro there. I know a lot of people enjoyed the Game of Thrones intro that I did, and some people wanted me to do another one, so I thought I'd have another go. Just be a bit silly with it really. I hope you enjoyed it. This video is all about our old-fashioned hunt. We wanted to try and find the best old-fashioned that we could find in Birmingham. How do you judge what is a good old-fashioned? Well, I would imagine it's the one that you enjoy making and the one that you enjoy drinking. But we only found out how to make our old-fashions by going to bars. And we thought we'd go out again, see if there's been any changes to the old formula and see what we thought. We asked a few friends, you guys, to send us pictures of how you make yours. And we thought we'd go out and kind of compare them to the ones that are on the street, in the bars, in the local clubs and stuff in Birmingham. So what did you think overall from when we did it?
I thought that it was amazing how different every bar was.
Yeah.
Different glasses, different whiskies, different understanding of what an old-fashioned actually is.
Yeah, I think there's definitely people have got their own kind of method to how they do it, whether it's sugar, simple syrup, what bitters they use. I mean, there's a lot of different bitters, the orange bitters, normal bitters. I mean, we even had one that we'll tell you about later on, which was completely like off the wall, wasn't it? But it was quite nice, wasn't it? We started off at the Bubble Lounge inside a hotel. It's actually it's kind of decorated in an old-fashioned kind of oldie-worldy kind of style, isn't it? And that is, I mean, we always say that where you drink and you drink sometimes almost impacts how the drink is, because if you're sitting somewhere that's nice and enjoying it, the atmosphere's good and everything else, it does help with, you know, the drink. So what did we think of that one?
I remember the glass being really lovely, nice rocks glass.
Yeah.
The orange was really nice. It really tasted of orange, didn't it? Yeah.
It was a lovely tasting old-fashioned, but I think one of the first things, or one of the first kind of negatives that we found with them was they seemed to fill the glass really full of ice, which is okay at the start, but we both found that by the time we got down to like the last bit, it was virtually just water. Yeah. The ice had melted that much that it just ruined the drink.
I think that was this was the worst one for that.
Yeah.
I think the ice just overpowered it.
Yeah.
It just, yeah, there was not a lot there.
Yeah, we didn't have one that was horrible from the start, did we? They just got worse quicker. Some of them did, and this was the worst one for that, wasn't it? And we were hoping that, and we didn't take our time. It was probably what, 15 minutes, half an hour maybe, drinking it. So it wasn't that long. And as you'll see with the other ones that we had, it took us the same amount of time, and they were fine. So I think it was just a matter of the ice was either too much of it or not good enough quality. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
he made it from scratch, so it wasn't a pre-made thing, which is always a bonus. He didn't use sugar, he used syrup.
Yeah.
And he didn't ask us which whiskey we wanted, he just used wild turkey.
Is that something that you guys would prefer to be asked, what whiskey you have in an old-fashioned? Do you think you should be asked, or should you just accept what they give you? Price-wise, they were all similar. We only went to one place where the price kind of was a lot more. But I think we gave that one kind of like it was just okay, wasn't it, overall?
It was okay.
I think when you're paying like £17 for 2 drinks, you want them to last, the drink should last the whole time that you're drinking it. So yeah, that was okay. So then we moved on to, I think it was called the Gentleman and Scholar. And that was the more expensive one. It was probably about £10 more for the 2 drinks than the other places, wasn't it? It was quite expensive. But the one thing he did ask us in there, which we weren't 100% sure what he meant, was how strong we like it. And we didn't know whether he meant how strong we like it, as in like a smoky old-fashioned, whether he was going to put something a bit more,
or whether he just meant a double.
Whether he meant a double. So we just said yes and went along with it. It was nice, wasn't it?
So he gave us Maker's Mark, which was nice. He took ages to make it. What I liked about this one was they used, again, this was in a hotel, a very nice sort of classier bar. He used his own, they made their own bitters, which I thought that was interesting. Yeah, that was really good.
But I would say the only negative of that is he couldn't tell me what they were. He knew what he put in it of the homemade ones, but he didn't know what they actually were. So it was kind of a good, but then and negative at the same time.
He also it came in like a bit of a bigger glass, but he added soda water.
Yeah, some places do that, though, don't they? I think it makes, especially when they're charging what they were charging. It's probably you want a bigger drink.
This was the most expensive whiskey.
Yeah, and I remember the glass being a bit.
It was okay.
Yeah, a bit rough. So yeah, that was all right. But I'd say.
But the ambience was lovely, jazz music. We actually had some snacks there. That was really nice.
And that drink
atmosphere.
did stay the whole way through, didn't it? It was still flavoursome.
Maybe because it was Maker's Mark, a bit strong. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So that was a good one, but the price was just a bit too expensive,
really expensive
for me.
yeah.
So Buffalo and Rye next,
Okay.
and that was where we had left field one. You had the left field one. You can tell everybody.
So Buffalo and Rye is part of, if you're from Birmingham, there's a place called the Jekyll and Hyde, which is a gin bar, really kooky, really left of field. It's been there a long time, so it's part of the same people, and they want to make it like a whiskey bar. It was really well decorated. It was like dark and smoky and really like industrial. It was really cool. And the lady behind the bar absolutely knew what she was doing. Like she was from scratch. They did have 3 old fashions on the menu. I know only 2 of them were whiskey, and none of them were a basic old fashioned. But you did ask for just a traditional, and that was fine. So the traditional one was really nice.
Yeah, I mean the same again.
She gave you a rye without asking.
The best selection.
And some real like interesting ones, not traditional, not just the cheap and cheerful.
But I had the standard one, and you had the
chocolate orange one.
Chocolate orange.
Just to be different, I was fully expecting it to taste like a chocolate orange, but it didn't. It was so good for an interesting spin on. I don't have a sweet tooth, as you probably already know, and it wasn't sweet at all. It was almost like dark chocolate. So the chocolate, and that was the syrup they used, wasn't it? It was just so good.
And I would say that I think we both tried it and we were both surprised by it. And I think that what helps is because they put a chocolate liqueur in basically, and I think they use orange bitters as the chocolate orange. But because the liqueur is chocolatey, it flavours the ice as well as it melts. So you just get it's constantly tastes of chocolate, doesn't it? Because it just
and it didn't get watered down by the end of it.
The normal old fashioned was great. Your one was lovely.
It was really
I would
interesting.
we maybe even struggled not to say it was nicer than the normal one, didn't we?
Yeah.
But I've got a sweet tooth anyway, so as soon as I tried it, it kind of hit all the taste buds that it should be hitting me, mate. But yeah, I mean, it was like a pudding drink, wasn't it? But very nice.
Yeah.
So that was that. Both of those are very good. Very knowledgeable. Lovely place. Great selection of whiskey if you wanted to have more drinks after that.
And the kind of place that you would walk past and not expect it to be a whiskey bar, because they do serve food. It looks kind of like an American type place. But we'd already done some research and they absolutely were on the list of places to go for whiskey, and I would definitely recommend them.
Yeah. After that we went to 52 Gas Street.
Yeah.
And this is a new place that's opened up, so they're like the closest I would say to a nightclub, so we kind of weren't expecting an awful lot.
But it wasn't a nightclub like when we went there. It wasn't
no, it was in the day.
It's on the canal, so you know there's a lot of really kooky, independent, boutique bars there. Yeah. It was really good, really beautiful, but it is just brand new.
And it's been decorated, like I say, nicely, but you can tell of an evening it's a nightclub kind of place.
But they had a really great variety of whiskies. The man asked us, you know, are you okay to wait because I make them from scratch? And we were like, absolutely fine.
Yeah. And one thing I did notice that he was Maker's Mark as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But his bottle had run out. But he didn't just reach for another bottle. He actually went and got another bottle of Maker's Mark. Yeah. So it wasn't like he thought, oh well, I'll just use anything because I can't be bothered to go down and get another bottle because that's what they put in them. Yeah. But he actually went and got another bottle to make it with that. So that was a good point for me, kind of thing. Best
glass.
Yeah.
Came in square Johnny Walker glasses, which I've never seen before. I so want one of those.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have necessarily almost picked those for an old fashioned, but it worked quite well.
It was a really nice glass.
Theirs was the only one that had a cherry in it as well, wasn't it? It was the first and only one that we had that they put a cherry in it. And theirs was very nice as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And from there we went to Bourne & Co. which is quite a nice cocktail bar in Birmingham. Should definitely visit if you're around. Very dark, very kind of
slightly more
moody.
upmarket.
Bit more upmarket, yeah. Drinks were no more expensive than anywhere else though.
Not at all.
Very knowledgeable. Again, a great selection of whiskey. We had 2 different ones there, didn't we? Again.
So they have a huge selection of whiskey, and he did sort of say like, what kind of drinks do you want? I had a Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse, but this was one of the first places where he actually put 2 different whiskies in, which we didn't understand.
What are your thoughts on
100%.
that? I've never had 2 different whiskies, and I asked him, why did you put 2 in? And he said he just felt it balanced the drink out more. They are slightly more, you get the feel they know what they're doing. They feel more cocktail makers that have actually been through a process of cocktail making school, I don't know, but they seem to understand the science behind it all. There's just a little bit, like I said, a bit more upmarket.
They seem to go that extra level with it's all about the showmanship of it and the feel of the place, and then all the ice that they give you is kind of skulls, like a big skull. So you look down into your drink and you see these skulls staring
again,
back at you.
one chunk of ice seems to melt slower, has less impact on the drink.
But I would say that even saying all that, it wasn't any better than 52 Gas Street.
No. So what else did we learn? Too much ice is a bad thing.
Too much ice is a bad thing. Making your own bitters really doesn't make any difference.
Not that we saw,
If they're the way
the
they
choice
make
of
it.
whiskey makes a
Choice
difference.
of whiskey seemed to make a difference.
Get
Or
really
was it the
lost.
amount of whiskey you put in?
Maybe.
That was the thing.
You can put bigger, use bigger
Well, it didn't
measures at
seem
home.
like a bigger measure. But,
Some of the
some
whiskies
people
got
use
lost.
cherries, some people don't.
Some people use sugar, some people use sugar syrup.
You can put chocolate syrup in it if you want to, and it can still
And
be
it makes
good.
it interesting. The most expensive cocktail isn't necessarily the best
No.
cocktail.
If you guys have got any comments on how you make yours, if you do anything different, if there's anything way out there that you do that we haven't mentioned, that can help us make our old fashions and other people who read the comments old fashions better, 100% comment. We love to see your comments.
Or if you have a wild card, you know, like with our chocolate orange one, if you have something that's a bit different. When we first made them, we used to put Cointreau in them as well, just to spice them up. But
because of the
that's
orange
now.
of the Cointreau just helped bring the orange up, and I used to put, like, there was a blood orange Cointreau as well, which we used to put in there. So that used to kind of elevate it, and it makes it a little bit of a bigger drink as well, so it lasts a bit longer.
So let us know if you want us to try any of yours. Send us the
that's
recipes.
a good point,
We could make some.
Yep, send them through. We'll make them. Give you a little review of your recipe.
That'd be really good.
If you do like those bits that I do at the start, put it in the comments. I'm more than happy to try and do a few more to put smiles on your faces. And thank you for watching. This is New Dram Drinker, and
Pour it, drink it, enjoy it.